sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
11 and 12. I know you're going to get Mafia excited here. Hot and bothered.
You got to put Aaron Rodgers here and the Jets at 11. I would put him higher, but again, he barely played football last season. They've addressed their offensive line. It's not going to be great. The depth at wide receiver is a problem for me. Defense, perhaps the best in the National Football League. If Rodgers plays 14 games, they're probably going to win that division over the Bills.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it's going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We know we also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Let's roll. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. The Pips, the players, the hustlers, the people, the bustler, but everybody else in between. The Monday Night Meltdown has begun. An epic Monday night of championship sports as we've got two championships being decided as we speak. Let's start off in the National Hockey League. Game 7, the best two words in sports going down as we speak. We played 2 periods of play, and the Florida Panthers have a 2-1 lead on the Edmonton Oilers. This game has been as close as it could possibly be. Both teams fighting for every inch along the way. Every loose puck is being battled for. And unlike so many other like big-time sporting events that get hyped up and then, somebody gets knocked out right away, the team gets blown out, there's not a lot of drama. This game is absolutely crazy. Great hockey, elite hockey, lower scoring game, 2-1 right now, and we're getting ready for the third period of play. And like we always see, you see this in soccer, and we'll get into the Copa and the Euros a little bit later on, but you see it in soccer all the time, and you see it in hockey, where a team will be pressing, a team will be somewhat dominating in the offensive zone, they come really close to scoring, and then they get beat on the counterattack. And that's exactly what happened to the Edmonton Oilers. In the second period of play, the Oilers were really the better team, and the puck was always in Florida's zone. Edmonton was coming really, really, really close all the time. And then once it was really close, the puck bounced like through the crease. I thought, like they're about to bang it in. They didn't. And then literally like 7 seconds later, the Panthers scored on a short side shot that Skinner should have stopped. Let's just call it off what it is. Skinner's been great for the Edmonton Oilers in this series. He's played great hockey. He's made a lot of big saves for them. But he's made some big saves tonight as well. And so was Bobrovsky. A lot of talk about Bobrovsky, but Bobrovsky's on his game tonight. You can just sort of tell. There was a big blast from Bouchard. It was a nice glove save from him. You could tell he's comfortable and dialed in. I think one of his better saves was there was traffic, and Connor McDavid got a backhand off through traffic. Connor didn't get all of it that he would have liked, but it was a nice save through traffic from Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky's been solid. Skinner's been great as well, but that was a bad goal that Skinner gave up in a 1-1 game. You put the team in a hole right now. Now they got to get it back. There's a lot of time to do it. We've got 20 minutes to do it. As far as the in-game number is concerned right now, the Florida Panthers are minus 300 to win the Stanley Cup. Minus 300 in this game. The Edmonton Oilers are currently plus 225. The total is 5.5. But there's some heavy juice here. Under 5.5 is minus 270. Over 5.5 is plus 210. Now, for the record, I've got an under 5.5, and I've got an under 6.5. When there was the early goal, I jumped in on the 6.5 as well. Yet, I would, plus 210 for over 5.5 is very probable. We're already at 3 right now. Like, if the Florida Panthers scored an early goal and made it 3-1, then this game is going over 5.5. If it gets tied at 2, then, maybe it ends up going to overtime, which incidentally we did grab a piece of as well at plus 225 when it was 1-1 after the last period of play. So now it's 225 for Edmonton to win. The game to go to overtime right now currently is, plus 230. Not much of a change. It's funny. The game was tied and it was plus 220, 25. And now it's 2-1 game. I don't know how accurate the computers are in hockey compared. We know they're accurate with football and basketball and pretty good with baseball. Hockey's a different sport. It's harder to quantify with an algorithm. But all you need to know is, as I stated, I took this game to go to overtime when it was tied at 1. It's 2-1 right now. The odds haven't changed. I get it. There's only one period left, yet 2-2 could be in the cards. And can you imagine if we have a Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals and it actually goes to overtime to decide it? Like I said, I almost get the feeling that it is, except the next goal is massive. And I'm going to say pretty much I think the next goal wins the Stanley Cup. If the Florida Panthers get up 3-1, the Oilers are done. Let's just call it out for what it is. You can come back in a regular season game. It's going to be hard to come back in a Stanley Cup Final Game 7 game. And as we stated, Bobrovsky's on top of his game tonight. So if they're down 3-1, they're in trouble. But if the Oilers can tie this at 2, they can get the next one after. This is, it's critical for the Oilers not to bury themselves. And even if they don't give up a goal, but not to bury themselves and go into the last 6, 7, 5 minutes, etc., down a goal where it has to become desperation time. Try to bury one early, get the equalizer, and then just sort of even things out again. The game, great hockey game, as close as it could be. That goal by Skinner, I don't think he fully saw it, but in a game like this, and Bobrovsky was making saves on the other side, you've got to make that stop. Let's just call it out for what it is. You've got to make that stop. We've got Copa America soccer going on. That's right. There's all kinds of stuff going on. Brazil and Costa Rica. I got to tell you, man, and anyone that noticed, I've been posting a million soccer pics for all these matches. I looked at this match, and Brazil were so heavily favored in every facet. Like corner kicks, they were -5. Like they were -1,200 on the money line. And I know Costa Rican soccer, they're hard to score on. They don't really score, but they're hard to score on. And Brazil aren't what they used to be, are they? So I thought this number was a little crazy. And as it is right now, it's scoreless. And we're in the 46th minute right now. The Costa Ricans are hanging around. So we've got a full house here. I'm just looking in on the baseball right now. We've got soccer going on, baseball third period set to begin. So as I stated, I think this game has a good chance of going to overtime at plus 230. And the Oilers are alive here. I get the feeling that the Oilers are going to score. I don't think they're just going to go away. So the Oilers plus 1.5 is -190 right now, plus 225 to win, and plus 230 to go to overtime. I don't have a problem with double dipping. Oilers to win still at plus 225, and a game to go to overtime at plus 230. That way you're covered if it goes to overtime and Florida wins. And even though I do have the Edmonton Oilers to win the series in parlays and in, I took them in series and stuff before the series, McDavid to win the Conn Smythe and all this, with all that being stated, I still jumped in on the Oilers on like a bunch of puck line plays, and we got a bunch of total plays in this game. I didn't hedge. I just decided, I thought about it, not about hedging, but I was like, all right, I could take the Florida Panthers like plus 1.5, plus 2.5 or something like that. and I'd be covered, and I wouldn't be throwing. I could often win both sides of it, but when push came to shove, I really just didn't like the odds very much of doing it, and quite frankly, I like the Edmonton Oilers tonight. We came this far, plus we have them on all this plus money stuff, so it's not like we have a lot to gain without a lot to lose. We didn't have to put up stake very much because they were big underdogs when they were down, so we decided, no, you know what, we won't hedge. But we did hit the totals, and I do have the Oilers like plus 2.5 and a bunch of parlays as well. Joe Madden will step up and in. The Raging Redhead, Cam Stewart, George Kurtz in the house. Our boy Mo Khan will throw it down with us as well tonight. We got a full house on the program. We got some Major League Baseball going on. We'll track what's going on the Diamond. We'll track what's going on here in the Copa. And, of course, the College Baseball World Series. Absolutely great event that continues to get bigger and bigger. College baseball kind of used to just sort of be more of a niche thing, right? People knew about it, but now it's like big time hardcore. And, tickets are like $350 to get in to sit like in the upper deck of the stadium. Tennessee are up 6-3 right now. We're in the middle of the 8th inning. We're riding the under 10, and we got the Tennessee Volunteers at plus 500 to win the tournament before the tournament started. So the Vols are up 6-3. We'll track all of this, and the third period is set to begin. This is Sports Rage. Bring it.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 2024 U.S. Open champion, Bryson DeChambeau!
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
Won the Saudi Open on the Asian Tour in April, and he won the International Series event in Macau in March, beating David Puig in a playoff. Here's a man with 9 career wins, 3 of them on the DP World Tour. 33 years of age from Sacramento, and he is making the most of his chance.
And remember, John Catlin playing as a reserve for Charles Howell III, who's injured. If he were to go on to win this, he gets those points. That would move him right at the top 24 number. Move him at 20th currently.
Yeah, another beautiful shot. These guys make this look so easy.
So having a day. The Englishman 6 under par. He shares the lead with Abraham Ancer for the time being at least. Now this is Abraham Ancer to stay at 7 under and in all likelihood have the open night lead, and that is wonderfully done. Abe Ancer with a 64.
This is what Live Golf's about, man. I had a vision of this 2-3 years ago, seeing what the potential could be, and this is just the start. I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
And the third period has begun, and there's a bunch of chaos already. The Panthers nearly scored like seconds into the third period with fast ice, and now the Edmonton Oilers just responded. They nearly just scored. So the first minute and a half here of this period has been eventful so far. 2-1. We should note the Florida Panthers are 9-0 in the postseason this year when leading after 2 periods of play. The Oilers have put themselves in a tough spot. And one thing that Florida, both these teams, if you want to win games, it's critical in these tie games and stuff. to score late in periods. And that was a big goal by the Panthers. There was about 5 minutes left in the period. It wasn't 2 minutes, but it sets the tone coming into the third here. And if you're Edmonton, you don't want to take this into the final 5 minutes. You know, you don't want to panic or anything like that, but you've got to get a goal to even this thing out so you're not desperate and you don't have to pull the goalie and you don't have to start pressing. You can just play your game. But the clock is ticking fast, man, now that we're in the third period of play. 17:30 left in this hockey game. Updated number right now. 4.5 the total. Over 4.5 is minus 270. Under 4.5 is plus 210. The Oilers are plus 225. The Panthers are minus 300. Joe Madden, Cam Stewart in the house, and Joe Madden was in the house in Edmonton the other night. Looked like a awesome atmosphere, and the streets of Edmonton are rocking tonight. We'll see if they're going to have to deal with disappointment in about half an hour's time or not, Joe. But good to see you. What was it like to be in the building on Friday night?
It was absolutely electric there Friday night, Gabe. I tell you, it's nothing that I've ever experienced before. And I did end up wearing red and black, and the Florida Panthers fans were not in view. I saw 4 jerseys out there for Florida. The rest was just a complete sea on the streets and in the building of blue and orange. And then the fans, though, they were so great. I got so many high fives. They said, are you supporting Florida? I'm like, yeah, Florida and Calgary. And I didn't have a problem at all. I really tip my hat to the Edmonton Oiler fans up there and how great they were and embracing me not wearing their colors. But it was a fantastic game. I tell you, that national anthem, it gave me chills being there, experiencing how loud that was sung. It was a beautiful environment to be in.
Well, quite frankly, of course you've never seen anything like that. You're in Calgary, Joe. It's not going to happen. But good to see you, Cam.
Yeah, nice to see you too, Morency. And I can tell you, if I was wearing a Flames jersey or a Panther jersey, they would have been a hell of a lot meaner to me than Joe. They go, who's this idiot? And next thing you know, I wake up in a ditch, Morency. But yeah, no, even the anthem tonight, like it was just with Alanis Morissette there, and it was just like this has been just an awesome series. And the fact Edmonton has grinded back, and we have a tight game in the third period. Bouchard's in the box here. Gabe, you said it, man. It's going to be an awesome ending to this game. Can't wait.
Yeah, the Florida Panthers are on the power play right now. This is a critical part of this hockey game. And even if they don't score, this eats up 2 minutes of Edmonton's time right now. So if you're Edmonton, you got to stay out of the box. Nice save by Skinner on a slap shot from the point. Still a lot of power play time left. As I brought up earlier, both goalies have been really good tonight. Bobrovsky has been solid. Skinner has made quite a few impressive saves, but that second goal that he allowed, that's just not a goal you want to be giving up, man, in a Stanley Cup final, in a Game 7 like that. I feel bad. Hopefully it doesn't come, hopefully that's not the goal that decides this, but the Panthers have had a lot of legitimate chances tonight, and they've done a good job. You notice they shoot low, they shoot quickly, and quite frankly, they missed the net a lot in the first period. Like, they were buzzing around the net a lot. They had a lot of, the Oilers were kind of lucky. They dodged a lot of bullets, I thought. But I really didn't like that goal that Skinner gave up. Here's the Oilers on a little bit of a fast break. I tell you, Cam, it's time now, with all the talk of Connor McDavid. Mm-hmm. Like I said, he didn't do anything. He didn't get any points the other night on Friday night. Yeah. And he's kind of been invisible again tonight. Not invisible, but it's not enough to just beat a guy and then sort of, pass it to someone all the time. And there's been a couple of times, too, where it's just bad luck. Once he lost the puck, it bounced off his stick. There was another time he fell. He was at the blue line, and he actually fell, and he lost possession of it. He's got to step up here. He's got to score. You can't count on Draisaitl. I've talked about it all playoffs. Draisaitl has missed 13 million shots from the exact same part of the ice, and they keep passing it to him. It doesn't work. It's not going to work. But McDavid needs to step up, guys, and he needs to make a play. You can't, expect, Fogle all the time and, these other dudes. You want Darnell Nurse to score the winning goal here? You know what I mean? If you're Connor McDavid, it's time to step up and make a play.
Yeah, you're right, Gabe. Good observation. He's something wrong with his edges a little bit tonight. A couple times he slipped, fallen, trying to make those cuts that he usually does. So I don't know if it's the ice or him, but you're right. He's got to step up, and that's why you're going to be the main guy. You want to be the stud of the team. You got to show up in Game 7. This is the most important game. And a lot of the time, the Edmonton Fringe players have kept him in this series, the Warren Fogels of the world. And Cody Ceci made a nice pass on that Janmark goal. So you're right. It's up to the Stars to pick up the game. If Edmonton wants to hoist the Stanley Cup, McDavid's going to have to do something in the last 14 minutes and 41 seconds.
And you see there, Joe, right now, Skinner with another big time save. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not blaming Skinner for this. It's too bad that was the goal that went in. But quite frankly, like I said earlier, Florida have had a lot of chances of shots that could have went in, should have went in, didn't go in. He saved. So I'm not blaming anything on Skinner. The Oilers have to start to get some pressure. If you notice, remember, Joe, this game, the shots on goal were dead even all through the game. It was like 6-6, 12-12, 12-11. Now, if you notice, Florida, 19-15, like, let's be real. Florida have stepped it up in the last 10, 15 minutes of ice time. The first 5 minutes of this period and about the last 10 minutes of the second period as well.
Oh, absolutely. They're bringing a different level of heat out there on the ice, and they're getting everything to the net. And you're right. This isn't Skinner's fault. That goal, it was a weaker one. It's still why I rode the over 5.5 coming into this game, because I don't have 100% faith in Stuart Skinner. But Bobrovsky hasn't been the better goalie in this series except for Game 1.
The Monday Night Meltdown continues. There's 14 minutes left in the game.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 2024 U.S. Open champion, Bryson DeChambeau.
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
Won the Saudi Open on the Asian Tour in April, and he won the International Series event in Macau in March, beating David Puig in a playoff. Here's a man with 9 career wins, 3 of them on the DP World Tour. 33 years of age from Sacramento, and he is making the most of his chance.
I remember John Catlin playing as a reserve for Charles Howell III, who's injured. If he were to go on to win this, he gets those points. That would move him right at the top 24 number. Move him at 20th currently.
Yeah, another beautiful shot. These guys make this look so easy.
Tyrrell Hatton having a day. The Englishman 6 under par. He shares the lead with Abraham Ancer for the time being, at least. Now this is Abraham Ancer to stay at 7 under and in all likelihood have the open night lead, and that is wonderfully done. Abe Ancer with a 64.
This is what Live Golf's about, man. I had a vision of this 2-3 years ago, seeing what the potential could be, and this is just the start. I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency. The Stanley Cup Finals are not the only championship being decided tonight. The College Baseball World Series, the deciding Game 3, is going on as we speak right now. We're in the 9th inning. The Tennessee Volunteers are 3 outs away from winning. It's 6-3 right now, but there's a runner on second base and nobody out. And we all know college baseball with these aluminum bats. Things can change in a hurry. You get a couple of guys on base, man, one swinging a bat, ding, and next thing you know, you got a tie baseball game. It was 6-1. I'm on the under 10.5 actually in this game. I was feeling pretty good about it. I'm on the Tennessee Volunteers to win the championship. There's a strike. That was clearly a ball, but I'll take it. The pitcher just threw it, man. Like it was nearly at the guy's. That was pretty high pitch. But we'll keep our eye on that championship. The Vols have never won a championship before, and neither of the Florida Panthers. So there could be some history made tonight, or will the Oilers be able to come back? 12 minutes left in the game. Joe, you said you're on the over of this game. I said I'm on the under. I'm on under 5.5 and under 6.5. You're on over 5.5?
Yeah, I jumped on the over 5.5 with that plus money before this game kicked off. I just couldn't get past it, especially with what I think is going to happen in this third period. And that was my biggest fear with taking the under. All those opportunities of the empty netter or this one being tied up and going to overtime. With this one getting tied up and going to overtime, we're going to need a quick goal here and then another one for that to happen. Not feeling as confident as I was after the first period on that 5.5, but I still think there's a possibility. So I can't hedge off it and take the under 4.5.
The only way this game goes over 5.5 now is if Florida scores the next goal. Like, you know what I mean? In the next couple of minutes, they get up 3-1, then things could open up. If it's 2-1, right, Edmonton won't pull the goalie until there's like 2.5 minutes left or something like that. And then, let's say Edmonton scores and it's 2-2. We're probably going to overtime. You can see the stress on Edmonton's bench right now. This is what you don't want to keep on, you know what I mean? Like the clock starts to tick fast, when you're down like this. Cam, what do you want as far as the total is concerned?
Under. Florida exact score 3-2. Also, to your point, Morency, remember what happened last game? I remember you were flicking the channels watching the soccer because you're like, hey, whatever, and they score those 2 empty net goals. So you're right. If Florida goes up 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, that's the only way we could probably get the over in this spot. If so, you're right. We're going to be going to overtime, probably tied 2-2, because if Edmonton ties it up, both teams will be tight and not want to screw up in regulation. So, yeah, I'm on Florida and I'm on the under. I didn't hedge out.
I'll tell you what, though, for people that are counting on us right now, to keep you informed of this game, Edmonton really are going to have to dial it up a notch. Florida are doing a great job of Florida are doing a great job of protecting this lead. They're getting to the puck. They're getting the puck out of their zone quickly. They're winning the one-on-one battles. They're dumping it into to Edmonton's zone just to sort of eat up a little bit of time, and the clock is ticking away, although they just got burnt on an icing call. There's 11:38 left here. Edmonton needs to get back into, dialing up that pressure. And I think tonight, too, it's going to happen. I thought the Oilers a couple of times tonight on their power play and just a couple of times when they were cycling the puck, they were looking for the perfect play too much again. It's like, guys, you already, you've proven that you have the puck. Like, somebody tee one up at the net. Maybe we'll get a rebound. Maybe it'll bounce off of somebody. They're looking for the perfect goal a little bit too much. I think they need to just start shooting the puck at the net more, guys.
You're right, Gabe. And when you watch this, they've reverted back to what they were in the first game, whereas Florida was trying to be too pretty. They've actually shot the puck. And you saw Verhaeghe get in front of the net for the tip, and you saw the second goal, which was a little bit weaker. But that's what happens, Gabe. We've talked about this. You shoot the puck, you hope you get a deflection, and that's how you score greasy goals in the playoffs, and that's how you win Stanley Cups. Not everything's got to be pretty. So I agree to your point wholeheartedly. I think Edmonton's been a little bit cautious in this game, where before they were playing more free-flowing.
I remember I talked about this earlier, guys, in the series. It was one of these games with Edmonton. It was earlier when they were losing. You know what their problem is, too, late in these games now, and just right now, guys, with Draisaitl. He just got the puck and lost the puck, right away. But you're kind of screwed because he's going to be on the ice a lot in the last couple of minutes of this game, but he's not playing well, right? Like, he keeps losing the puck, and even when he gets half an open net, he takes too long to shoot. It's kind of a problem for them. It sounds crazy, but here's Foegele on the ice right now. Can one of these other dudes just steal another one for them? Can one of these other guys bang one in? Because I tell you, the last 5-6 minutes in his game, McDavid and Draisaitl are going to be on the ice the whole time.
the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 2024 U.S. Open champion, Bryson DeChambeau.
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
Won the Saudi Open on the Asian Tour in April, and he won the International Series event in Macau in March, beating David Puig in a playoff. Here's a man with 9 career wins, 3 of them on the DP World Tour. 33 years of age from Sacramento, and he is making the most of his chance.
I remember John Catlin playing as a reserve for Charles Howell III, who's injured. If he were to go on to win this, he gets those points. That would move him right at the top 24 number. Move him at 20th currently.
Yeah, another beautiful shot. These guys make this look so easy.
Tyrrell Hatton having a day. The Englishman 6 under par. He shares the lead with Abraham Answer for the time being, at least. Now this is Abraham Answer to stay at 7 under and in all likelihood have the open night lead, and that is wonderfully done. Abe Answer with a 64.
This is what Live Golf's about, man. I had a vision of this 2-3 years ago, seeing what the potential could be, and this is just the start. I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
Six 4 in the baseball game right now, but there's 2 out. So it's getting real right now. It's an 0-1 count, 2 out, 6-4. We're straddling the total here right now, baby. Right? This is it. I can't give up another run, even though I am on Tennessee as well. They're strike 2. The Vols are 1 pitch away from winning their first ever NCAA college baseball championship. Like I said, it's championship night tonight. For the record, the Aggies have never won either. Big drama. I got to tell you, too, the Volunteers baseball uniform is like so badass. It really is. Like it's so cool. Oh my God. I just lost the total because the pitcher threw a wild pitch.
Of course.
6-5 right now.
Unbelievable. That's great. With 2 outs, 2 and 2 strikes. Good joke.
Oh, man.
So brutal.
It's college, man. He's all excited. He's about to win the College Baseball World Series. He whips a fastball like over everyone's head and hit the backstop.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, that was not a good. I don't bitch about bad beats, Joe, but that sucked. I'm not going to use the term bad beat. That just sucked though.
Yeah.
Bad bet, not a bad beat. And of course, he strikes him out on the next pitch. What is why?
Oh, that's frustration. I'm sorry,
Why?
Gabe. That hurt.
Why? Well, I cashed Tennessee at least. We said before the tournament started, not that I'm a big genius or anything, but we did say the Vols are going to win, plus 500.
There it is.
6-5 final score. Heartbreak for Texas A&M. Volunteer celebrating on the field. I cannot believe that. I had 10.5, and the guy throws a wild pitch. And then the next pitch, he throws the strike, and there's Peyton Manning celebrating. All right, so the Volunteers are national champions. Let's go back to the hockey game here, and let's get the in-game total rolling. And so there's 7:45 left in the game. You know, I don't think they'll pull the goalie until I'd say 2.5.
2.5.
Joe, they're not going to be desperate and stupid.
No.
They might, though. Like, to be real, you don't want to concede the game too early, but it's been a while since you've scored. You might want to leave yourself like 3 minutes for this thing, right?
You know what? You bring up a good point because Edmonton's offense has been anemic. So maybe the extra 30 seconds they need to generate some type of offense because
maybe you can get them to take a penalty during that, and then you get a 2-man like or something because Yeah, they're not generating anything now, Cam. They got to they're not getting any offensive pressure going.
I got to give Florida's defense a lot of credit in this game. Like they're not really they're not being too aggressive, but they're just playing really good defense. It's not like they're playing a total trap. They're just really on their men. Like they're playing really good hockey right now. Yeah, I agree with that, Gabe.
The Oilers are coming close right now.
They are.
Yeah.
Bobrovsky's he's making some nice saves right now, Bobrovsky. He just made a really nice save. The Oilers are pressing here. Oh!
Is it in?
Oh my God!
I can't tell. Oh my God.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
Oh,
Oilers
what
are
the hell does that not go in?
Oh my God! I'm 6 seconds.
Connor McDavid went in the net.
No, somebody the pileup. Oh,
no, I can't believe that puck didn't go in. I was like, they're going to score. I was like, they're going to score. Who the hell was that on the Panthers? There's a guy in the Panthers who just saved the goal. He came sliding in here.
I can't see who it is.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, was it 17 there? Or let me see here.
77, 72?
Yeah, 27. Yeah, Ristolainen was that. He saved them. Yeah. Oh, what a move. Wow.
He came sliding in and fell into the puck. I thought it was in. I was like, and they're about to tie it. Like the puck was rolling through the crease. I was like, someone. Because McDavid had a shot at it and sort of missed. And then someone else did. And I was like, the second crack. I thought McDavid was going to score. And I'm like, the second crack, they're about to score. I can't believe that didn't go in. That might be it. That might be it. That might have been their shot right there. God, it was Zach Hyman. It was Zach Hyman who got stopped. Okay. That was a hell of a play, though, like I said, by the defenseman. The Panthers did a nice job of stretching bodies out there. Man, that was close. If you're the Oilers, I don't know if you're going to get a better chance than that, Joe.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's a chance you had right there. Especially McDavid and Hyman in front of the net, and they both missed an open net, with the puck bouncing around.
Well, absolutely. And then Bobrovsky was flat on the ground, and then Connor McDavid fell on top of him. And I don't know where the puck was at that point, Gabe. So I couldn't see it out there. But I tell you, that was the best chance they've had.
Oh, my God. You're scaring me. I'm like, wow, jeez. Every time we're watching, oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I cannot believe they didn't score. I cannot believe that didn't go in.
How do you got lucky too with the slide? He almost his clumsy slide actually worked. If he actually did it clean, the puck probably would have gone under him, right? Yeah. That was the whole thing.
Yeah. He didn't do it deliberately, Cam. No. He just fell.
Yeah, he fell. He fell in the right way.
That's what I'm saying. If you're the Oilers, it's you got to be effing kidding me. This guy slid in and fell on his ass right in front of us. He didn't think, I'm going to fall in front of him. No, he seriously fell backwards, and he's big, and he's he blocked the shot. Listen, that's hockey. That's the Panthers are battling for every inch right now. Yeah. Oh man, they just came close again in the slot. The Oilers are really coming close here, but the clock is really ticking away. There's 6:43 left. Like I said. Man, you compare how the clock is ticking in the first two periods, Joe, till now. You look up, there's only 6 minutes left suddenly. This has been a fast period. The Oilers now are suddenly running out of real estate. They did exactly what I said they don't want to do, is be in a desperation mode to score a goal. They have to get into this desperation mode now. This is it, 6.5 left.
Yeah, this is not the situation they want to be in. You're looking at the shot attempts. You got 48 here for the Edmonton Oilers, 52 for the Florida Panthers. And I tell you, Edmonton has to score in the next minute or two here, Gabe, because otherwise, you're right. I think that desperation will get even worse, and then mistakes will happen, and Florida will capitalize on those mistakes. So Edmonton has to get in the game right away. When do you think they pull Skinner?
3 minutes.
2:45, yeah. 2:45.
I'll say 3 minutes. There's 6:30 left right now. They're doing a good job right now over the last couple of minutes. This, I like this line here with Fogle and Nugent Hopkins. I like what they just did. They both just ripped the puck at the net, right? And just they're going to have to keep doing that. But Bobrovsky's dialed in right now. He's making some saves. You're going to have to beat him on a rebound, on a deflection. The telegraphing, the one-timers and stuff isn't working. He's stopping them. He knows, like, you know what I mean? At this point, it's predictable. He knows what you're going to do. They're going to have to find a way to just bang one in. And they had their chance to bang one in. That was the most bangable puck to get into the net ever.
Risk the line.
That was like Happy Gilmore. Just tap it in. Tap it in. Like, just tap it in. Somebody just hit your stick. Hit the puck. McDavid's getting mad on the bench now.
Eating the clock. Wow.
Yeah, like this clock is really like 5:54 now left. They're running out of racetrack. And the updated number right now, the Oilers are only plus 400, which is surprising considering there's only like 5 minutes, 5.5 left in the game. The Oilers are plus 400. The total over 4.5 is plus 135 right now. And under 4.5 is minus 165. I'm on the under 5.5 and 6.5, but I don't think over 4.5 is a bad bet. Like, there's going to be something crazy that happens here at the end. Either Edmonton scores and ties the game, which is, you know what I mean, they're running out of time, but they could do it. Boom, you automatically win. And even if they pull the goalie and they're down 3-1, they're going to pull the goalie again. Like, they won't just say, oh, well, it's over, we're down by 2. So for betting purposes, I think the over 4.5 plus 135 isn't a crazy bet if you're looking for some in-game action here. More on the other side.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 2024 U.S. Open champion, Bryson DeChambeau.
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
Won the Saudi Open on the Asian Tour in April, and he won the International Series event in Macau in March, beating David Puig in a playoff. Here's a man with 9 career wins, 3 of them on the DP World Tour. 33 years of age from Sacramento, and he is making the most of his chance.
I remember John Catlin playing as a reserve for Charles Howell III, who's injured. If he were to go on to win this, he gets those points. That would move him right at the top 24 number. Move him at 20th currently.
Yeah, another beautiful shot. These guys make this look so easy.
Tyrrell having a day. The Englishman 6 under par. He shares the lead with Abraham Ancer for the time being, at least. Now this is Abraham Ancer to stay at 7 under and in all likelihood have the open night lead, and that is wonderfully done. Abe Ancer with a 64.
This is what Live Golf's about, man. I had a vision of this 2-3 years ago, seeing what the potential could be, and this is just the start. I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
Well, the stakes couldn't be higher. There's 5:25 left in the hockey game. Everybody is standing in the arena right now in Florida, both Oiler fans, Panther fans. And it's been a great environment in there. It's almost like a bowl game or like a Super Bowl or something like that, where it's like 50-50, right? You know, you got fans of both teams. So, like I said, the clock. I just said it's 5:25, just like that 5:10. We got another whistle like that, but man, the clock just ticks away quickly. Late in these hockey games, it could not be any closer. The Oilers have 21 shots on goal. The Panthers have 20 shots on goal. Like this game really fairly, I would say, should be tied. But the Panthers took advantage, scored that quick goal, boom, right? There was no pressure. They scored on a counter. They weren't really doing very much. And then, bam, they score the goal. And it totally changed the dynamic of this game. And like I said already, 4:50 left in this game. The clock is really, like, the Oilers are really running out of time. And every mistake, they just turn the puck over. Every mistake that they make just kills like another 30 seconds. It's a big problem for them. They're going to have, like I said, I think they're going to have to think about pulling the goalie with about 3 minutes left here. They're running out of racetrack.
Yeah, they got to get out of their zone first. It feels like they can't get out of their zone right now, Gabe. It's crazy what we're seeing out there.
No, the Panthers have been the better team in the third period. Let's call it out for what it is. Like, it's not like, you know what I mean, the Panthers are lucking into this or anything. They're earning it. They really have played very good hockey tonight, and they've locked the Oilers up for the most part, with a couple of exceptions for the last period and a half.
Yeah, you said it, Gabe. The first 3 games, this is how they played. Like David was kind of, not really there, and then all of a sudden, just things changed. Like those 3 next games, he went on fire. He was an absolute house of fire. Everybody stepped up for the Oilers, and now this is what Florida did earlier. Despite Bobrovsky playing great, as Joe mentioned in Game 1, this is really what they did defensively early in the series. But, doing it tonight.
Bobrovsky deserves a lot of credit for tonight. He really has made a couple of big-time saves. They were earlier in the game, so they don't stand out as much. Like if you made them now. But there was a big-time save on a shot from Bouchard. Really nice glove hand, which there was a lot of traffic on the play. Like, I swear, like a couple of nights, the other games, it would have went in. Tonight, he was dialed in. He stuck his hand through the traffic. He saw it. He got it. And I thought there was a nice one on Connor McDavid had a backhand shot in traffic that he made. Oh.
Wow.
God. Oh, my God.
I can't even watch it. Oh, my God.
This is absolutely insanity. Bobrovsky, like, he's like he's flopping around like anything to stuff. I don't know how the puck's not going in a couple of times. The Oilers have come so close.
He's like a fish. You're right. He's just flop, flop, flop.
He is playing out of his mind again. Yeah. Right.
It's like he just did a mini backflip in the net or something. Like he's
unreal.
There was a big save with his pad. He got up here. He's on his back and he's sticking his legs up and like anything to stop the puck. Type of, like I said, he's going to be tough to beat now, but give credit to the Oilers, guys. The Oilers are chipping away. Like this is serious pressure they're getting on here. 3:29 left, so we'll see about the goalie situation here. 3:29 left in the hockey game. Oilers pressing right now. The puck is coming out of the zone for a face-off here. Well, the pressure is definitely on. Great hockey. I wish Edmonton was up 2-1, but this is more, I would rather see Edmonton win than Florida win. I won't lose sleep. I'm not an Oiler fan over this. I would rather see a team from Canada win than the Florida freaking Panthers of all teams. But it is what it is. And good for Stanley C. Panther, one of the better mascots in the league. He's the one I'm happy for.
Agreed. Stanley C. Panther's been working hard for years. He's
good for the mascot. Get a little love besides the Miami Heat all the time.
I love Stanley C. Panther. Yeah, he's a good guy. It's not over, man. We got a lot of hockey left here. A lot of hockey left here. Edmonton's they're pressing big time. Do they have he's still in? Wow.
They just they're coming close.
Yeah.
They're doing a good job. So yeah, the goalie's still in at 2:40 left. They're hesitant to pull him. They're getting pressure without it. Oh my God. They just missed again, barely. Yeah. McDavid just freaking missed. He tipped the puck in the slot, and it would have been the best goal ever, and it just went over the net.
You're right. That was a great tip.
Now the Panthers are blocking everything. This is insane. This is absolutely insane, all this pressure. Oh my God, again.
He's almost at once.
Wow. McDavid again.
They're just all over the doorstep here. Hack. You're so right, man. Yeah. Like, I got to hand it. Like, these guys are bending, not breaking. Edmonton's had a lot of chances in this one. Holy jeez.
The thing is, McDavid, like I said earlier, he's made a couple of these really nice plays around the net, and he flicks it in the slot and stuff, but you're going to have to finish it yourself. Like, just try to finish it, dude. When you get close to the net, like, try to, all right, they're going to have to pull the effing goalie here. There's $1.30 left in the game right now.
They
Florida's
can't
keeping
not.
it
What
in.
are they doing?
They're pulling him right. They got to pull him now, right on the rush. He's got to go now. $1.35.
And now McDavid's on the bench. He's gassed, and there's a minute and a half left. I don't know if they have a time. They got to they didn't plan this. Yeah, he's on the bench now. He can barely breathe.
Yeah, that was a huge shift. But he's got time, Gabe. $1.33, call a timeout, get him back on with about 40 seconds left. You'll have the last shift of the game.
I think they waited too long. I like the fact that we're applying pressure, but you're applying all that pressure. Imagine if you had one more guy coming in after. Boom. They might have scored. Right? They still haven't pulled the effing goalie. Like, this is really unorthodox. I got to be honest. Like, this isn't even old school. This is almost like, dude, like, we got to pull the goalie, bro. Like, we got a problem. We got to pull the goalie.
Back out.
Yeah.
Like, and they're taking a timeout.
Right, now he calls a timeout.
Oh.
He's back. McDavid's back.
I honestly feel sick.
He's got great cardio. Oh my God, I'd be barfing on the bench there. This guy's right back.
Dreisaitl's on the ice. Leon, I've done nothing. Draisaitl. Thanks, Leon.
You hate Leon.
I told you.
Leon.
I'm just saying. Like I brought it up before. He's almost like he's not going to do
Leon. Yeah, he's been brutal.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 2024 U.S. Open champion, Bryson DeChambeau.
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
Won the Saudi Open on the Asian Tour in April, and he won the International Series event in Macau in March, beating David Puig in a playoff. Here's a man with 9 career wins, 3 of them on the DP World Tour. 33 years of age from Sacramento, and he is making the most of his chance.
I remember John Catlin playing as a reserve for Charles Howell III, who's injured. If he were to go on to win this, he gets those points. That would move him right at the top 24 number. Move him at 20th currently.
Yeah, another beautiful shot. This guy's making this look so easy.
So having a day. The Englishman 6 under par. He shares the lead with Abraham Ancer for the time being, at least. Now this is Abraham Ancer to stay at 7 under and in all likelihood have the open night lead, and that is wonderfully done. Abe Ancer with a 64.
This is what Live Golf's about, man. I had a vision of this 2-3 years ago, seeing what the potential could be, and this is just the start. I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
And the Florida Panthers have just won their first ever Stanley Cup. Heartbreak City for the Edmonton Oilers. An epic comeback, falls short. The Panthers are your Stanley Cup champions. And a great, very dramatic hockey game. 2-1, final score. Game stays under the number. And you have to really wonder. And I tell you what, Knobloch has done a great job with this Edmonton Oilers team. He made so many great decisions. And there's always a debate. We've talked about it a lot. The modern analytics Hell, the modern analytics says pull the goal with like 4 or 5 minutes left, and we're like, okay, chill out. I said 3. Cam said 2.5. They did it with 1:09. That's too late. And you got nothing going in that last minute. The Panthers ate the clock up. I really think that they mismanaged that at the end. The Oilers were really pressing for about a 30-second mark there, from that like 2:30 mark to 2-minute mark or so, 2:15, where I said, oh my God, like 4 times. Imagine if they would have had another attacker pressing in right then and there. They might have finished it off. They might have been able to bury it. I really think that he waited far too long. This is 2024, Cam. I've never seen a coach wait until 1:09 left in the damn game. This is ridiculous.
Also, when you really think about it, take a look at what happened. There was loose pucks in front of the net. If you have an extra guy there, think about all the good things that could happen there when they were swinging and swatting and Bobrovsky got over. You got that one guy, he's uncovered. That's the whole thing. It made no sense. They had a chance at the 2:42 mark to pull the goalie. They didn't do it. And it's not like the Panthers had extreme pressure or were in their end and pinned them that long. That was only for like literally 10 seconds. And they had time, tons of time after that. I agree wholeheartedly. I think that was like really weird. Like they should have just you know what I mean? You didn't, and then you're screwing around with it behind the net. What are you setting up for? You got 16 seconds. You got to get that puck down there.
Bouchard wasted like 40 seconds in the last minute.
Honest to God, I don't know what happened. They kind of lost their minds a bit, Gabe. It's very odd.
And remember, I talked about it the other night, Cam, and I brought this up the other night, Joe. Hockey coaches wait too long to take a timeout. He called timeout in the last second there, and the only reason he called a timeout there is because Connor McDavid couldn't breathe. And it's like, well, because we just had him on the ice, and you didn't plan this properly, and there's 1:35 left now, and now he can't play, so we got to call timeout. There would have been better opportunities to use the timeout, but he used the timeout because Connor McDavid was gassed. And like I said, because, he's going to be on the ice for the last 4 or 5 minutes, and he was there at that run. It is what it is. It was an epic series. The Panthers were just a little better. 1 goal better. Point blank.
Yeah.
They weren't much better. It wasn't, the Oilers could have won. It is what it is. It was decided by 1 goal, 7 games, guys. It couldn't have been any closer.
The Panthers played with fire, gave up 3-0. Everyone's going sweep, sweep, sweep. And then Edmonton comes back and that got scary. That's the whole thing. Lesson, never take a team, just go, we're going to win it back at home or whatever. When you can take care of business, you take care of business, because that would have been the most epic comeback in hockey history.
Oh, it would have been.
Now
it
we'll
was
see if
We'll
see if McDavid wins, Joe, the Conn Smythe still.
He
probably
had
will.
Such a poor performance last
I
year.
wish I had a Bobrovsky ticket still, Gabe. The old cash out.
Connor McDavid was pointless in the last 2 games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The most important game. Game 6 and Game 7, he did tail off. Just saying. I still think he wins. Too late to bet him on it.
Why can't I find my ticket? I got it somewhere. Where'd it go?
I thought you were trying to bet on it now. Like that. Yeah. The votes are in. It's over.
I get Bobrovsky at 4. What was his number again heading into tonight? It was like freaking
25-1.
25.
It was like plus 2,500 or something stupid last night.
I could really use that. That would have been sweet.
McDavid closed tonight at 30-1. It was minus 3,000.
Well, minus 3,000. So you got to wait. You got to lay 3,000 win 1,000 or
30 to win $1. $30 to win $1.
Win $1. That's a pretty stupid bet if you ask me, but he's probably going to win.
Yeah. 300 to win 10.
Yep, 300 win 10. That's just, imagine that guy. Man, I just need a quick meal. Can I get a Burger King Junior combo? Yeah, I need 300 to win $10. Like another horrible.
Yeah, McDonald's has $5 meals now. Once again, so exactly. That's what you're hoping for. I lost my future bet, but I got a McDonald's Happy Meal out of this.
Exactly.
You want a shocker tonight? Brazil, Costa Rica, final score 0-0.
Oh, good for Costa Rica. Huge underdogs.
Yeah, get this.
Good stuff.
Brazil outshot them 19-2.
Pesky Costa Ricans. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, classic Costa Rican soccer.
Defense.
Thanks, Joe.
Later, Joe.
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
Won the Saudi Open on the Asian Tour in April, and he won the International Series event in Macau in March, beating David Puig in a playoff. Here's a man with 9 career wins, 3 of them on the DP World Tour. 33 years of age from Sacramento, and he is making the most of his chance.
I remember John Catlin playing as a reserve for Charles Howell III, who's injured. If he were to go on to win this, he gets those points. That would move him right at the top 24 number. Move him at 20th currently.
Yeah, another beautiful shot. This guy's making this look so easy.
Tyrrell Hatton having a day. The Englishman 6 under par. He shares the lead with Abraham Answer for the time being, at least. Now this is Abraham Answer to stay at 7 under and in all likelihood have the overnight lead, and that is wonderfully done. Abe Answer with a 64.
This is what Live Golf's about, man. I had a vision of this 2-3 years ago, seeing what the potential could be, and this is just the start. I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
Congratulations to the Florida Panthers winning the Stanley Cup. Rightful champions, extremely difficult to make it to the Stanley Cup, let alone to do it 2 years in a row. They made it to the finals last year. They fell short. They win this year. Super impressive in a hockey game that I think a lot of hockey fans, and George Kurtz steps up in it, you know, it almost feels like we should be talking right now at intermission to get ready to go to overtime. The Oilers just could not bury it. Bobrovsky with some big-time saves. And for whatever reason, the hockey gods hate Canada, Kurtz. And they couldn't buy a break, right? There was a play, like the puck was in the crease. A guy on the Florida Panthers falls down and blocks it wasn't deliberately. It was just sort of everything worked out for them. But the Panthers were the better team in the third period. Like the Oilers had their chances earlier in the game, didn't score. Panthers started to lock them up. So props to the Panthers. What were your thoughts on the Stanley Cup finals?
Oh, that was great. Thought it was entertaining. Everything you said is entertaining. Did I want to see it go to overtime? Sure, I did. But I don't think everything needs to apologize for anything. They had a great comeback. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen history. 82 years, I would have liked to have seen that. Florida, you mentioned they lost to Vegas last year. They come back and win this year. I'll tell you one thing. I didn't think they would win tonight. Losing 3 straight games. I thought all the momentum was with Edmonton, and then Florida came out flying in the first period, right? They looked great early on, which they have never looked at any of these games. Momentum. They played better as the game going on, and they score the goal, and then they give it up on the next shift, another breakaway. I'm like, oh, that's it. They're not going to win. You know, they just can't get it. I was Aaron Ekblad. So I thought it was going to be Florida.
Momentum,
great
right, Gabe? All momentum's gone when Verhaeghe scores that first goal. That's hockey. Right?
They get it right back
it's there until it's gone.
Yeah,
I know. Janmark, he played really well for Edmonton too. But Connor McDavid, to Gabe's earlier point, George, he was a ghost until late in the third period when he had those chances. Right?
It was a little bit too late. Either. Who would have thought that? 2 games at a point.
And Florida's guys
have they awarded the Conn Smythe yet? I changed the channel. I don't want to watch this.
I put on baseball.
Here comes Phil, Gabe, white gloves and all. Here he comes, Phil Pritchard, the keeper of the cup.
Here you go, Florida. Take your effort cup.
That is nice.
Yeah, that's nice. I could use one of those. Yeah, here we go.
That is pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, beat intruders too, right?
Get some names engraved on there.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, get
that's
some
a nice
engraving.
replica.
It
How
really
heavy is that?
It's pretty heavy. It's actually says right here. 63.5 centimeters. Doesn't say, let's see, I don't see the weight, but that's the closest replica you could get, Kurtz. Like, this is from the NHL themselves, actually. They're the ones that sell it. So it's the closest replica you can get to the Stanley Cup. It's pretty badass. So, the Panthers will win. We'll let people know about the Conn Smythe. I said it earlier, too. Connor McDavid didn't have a single point in Game 6 or Game 7.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's enough to pull the carpet from underneath them, to be honest. Problem is, Kurtz, who on Florida are you giving it to? It's one of these weird. I think Connor's going to win it. Connor's going to win it.
It's still McDavid. That's the problem. If somebody I don't need someone to set a record on Florida. If someone would have played really well, a Barkov or a Reinhart were scoring goals, okay, we can make the argument here, but no one stands out on Florida. I know Bobrovsky played well tonight, but he didn't stand on his head tonight. The defense really stood up and played very well. I think it's still McDavid, man. The playoffs.
That's what makes them good, though.
Wow. Yes,
that's what makes the Panthers good. It's almost like when the New England Patriots were good. Remember when they had like 3 different running backs and all that? It's like, well, no one's ever really going to put up massive numbers. You can't take them in fantasy, but they're damn good.
Yep.
They're a tough team to beat. Yet, like you said, the Oilers have nothing to hang their head about in the sense they had their, it was so close tonight. Skinner is going to be haunted by that second goal, though. Even though he made so many other nice saves. So I'm not blaming Skinner for the loss, but that was the weakest goal that he's given up in 4 games. It was just a bad time to give up that goal at that time, man. A 1-1 effing game, 5 minutes left in the second period. That was the decider, Kurtz. In the end, that was the game-winning goal.
It was, and you're right. He'll definitely replay it this morning. We all would here. But if you would have told the Oilers that you were only going to give up 2 goals, they would have taken it. They would have assumed they scored 3. They wouldn't have cared if Skinner shot in his own net. Right, but you're right. He'll definitely replay that. Skinner impressed me. I got to tell you, Skinner massively impressed me. I thought he would have some issues here, and maybe he did in the first couple of games, but he rebounded nicely. And I said, I don't think he has anything to feel bad about. He will, but he doesn't have anything to feel bad about. Played great. We'll see what happens now. Can they continue this? I guess momentum is the word of the night here. Can they continue to make another run next year? But that Western Conference is just, man, I don't know if I see a team that's going to be able to come out of that Western Conference in more than 1 year in a row. You got to go through a gauntlet.
Skinner, like I said, Skinner played well enough that there's a legitimate chance that Skinner is going to be the starting goaltender for Canada in the Olympics.
Agreed.
Point blank. If you look at Canadians' goaltending situation, and the Olympics are around the corner, 2026 is creeping up. If you look at there's no kid is going to come. It doesn't work that way in hockey anyway, so they're not starting some 18-year-old kid. So there's no savior coming. If you look at the Canadian goaltenders in the National Hockey League right now, the cupboard's pretty bare, to be honest. Literally, Montembeault on the Canadians will get an invite. Skinner.
Yep.
You have the Aiden Hill and Thompson on the Vegas Golden Knights are Canadian. Right, but ultimately, the thought was before it was all right, you look at the guys on the Knights, they won a Stanley Cup. Yet Skinner, you could argue, is better. Montembeault's a good he's not that young, actually, but he's not bad, but he's nothing. Like the U.S. Kurtz, the U.S. goalies. You guys have it, United States have too many goalies. Can't even, invite all the good goalies. Not enough room for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they'll have to make some difficult choices here, which one to go with there, and that's always going to be a fun talk. The Russians have good goalies too, so they'll have some talk there. But I'm curious to see who. I'm generally curious to see what every country goes with as far as their starting goaltender, because I guess, and it feels weird to say this, with the exception of Canada, most countries are going to have tough choices.
No, exactly. Every country, it's almost like Finland's whatever, dude. Finland's got a bunch of goalies. Right, they can handpick one of them. So, all right, he's the hottest one. Sweden, there's a bunch of good Swedish goalies. Not as many as there used to be, but it's like the U.S., the Czech Republic. There's all these countries that are pretty deep at goaltending. Canada's, ironically enough, it's sort of the one position they don't, compared to what they used to have. It used to be they had Patrick Waugh, Marty Brodeur, Carey Price. right? Carey Price was the goalie like the Olympics, right? They've always had these elite goalies. It's never been an issue. It was sort of like, and it wasn't a competition because in the old days they didn't want Brodeur and Raw. There was always like a mini rivalry between the two of them, and they're both like Patrick Roy is not going to be a backup to anybody, just point blank. And same with Brodeur. So basically, if they took turns almost. It was like, all right, I'll be the goalie this time and you'll do it. Like they sort of mixed it up a bit like that. Patrick Roy, ironically enough, lost in the Olympics to Dominik Hasek in the Czech Republic. The first time pros played in the Olympics, it was Patrick Roy, and they lost in a shootout. So the Panthers are Stanley Cup champions. We'll get into a lot of baseball stuff to get into. We'll get some soccer picks a little bit later on. I'll just throw this out there, though. I thought that, and Kurtz, I'm curious to see what you bet in this game. I tweeted it out earlier. I said the Los Angeles Dodgers line against the Chicago White Sox is either the worst line in the history of baseball or the biggest trap ever. Well, it turned out it was the worst line ever. The Dodgers were minus 115 against the Chicago White Sox. Okay. Dodgers win, by the way.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 2024 U.S. Open champion, Bryson DeChambeau.
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
Won the Saudi Open on the Asian Tour in April, and he won the International Series event in Macau in March, beating David Puig in a playoff. Here's a man with 9 career wins, 3 of them on the DP World Tour. 33 years of age from Sacramento, and he is making the most of his chance.
I remember John Catlin playing as a reserve for Charles Howell III, who's injured. If he were to go on to win this, he gets those points. That would move him right at the top 24 number. Move him at 20th currently.
Yeah, another beautiful shot. These guys make this look so easy.
Having a day. The Englishman, 6 under par. He shares the lead with Abraham Ancer for the time being, at least. Now this is Abraham Ancer to stay at 7 under and in all likelihood have the overnight lead, and that is wonderfully done. Abe Ancer with a 64.
This is what Live Golf's about, man. I had a vision of this 2-3 years ago, seeing what the potential could be, and this is just the start. I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
Well, now that the finals are over, I can go back to disliking the Edmonton Oilers again. Big-ass chokers. Screw the Oilers, go Canucks. Canucks turn next year. Just like that. I got to be honest, too. And normally, it's more so like I'm a Bills fan, as people know. I turn the channel fast, man. Like, I remember when we lost, there was, you know what I mean? There's some of these games where it's like, boom, bam. Like, I'm a quick switcher after games sometimes. And even though I'm not an Oiler fan tonight, I switched the channel right after. It was more just so I guess I had the Oilers on a future in the series. I'm like, I've seen enough. Like, and plus, I know it's going to be everywhere for the next 24 hours. The way I look at it, these championships exist until the parade. You know what I mean? Once the parade is done, it's over, right? Like, but until the parade, It's not over. Like, because the team talks smack and it continues. You gotta give I'll give the bouquet to the Panthers until they have their parade. Once the parade is done, it's done. But Heartbreak City, man. And the Canadian curse continues. Teams from Canada get to the Stanley Cup. They fall short. We can't blame Gary Bettman for the Oilers losing this series. The Panthers just won. And I was thinking about it. You know, it's been 32 years now. I was actually in the building the last time it happened. The Montreal Canadiens beat the Los Angeles Kings. And every team from Canada has made the Stanley Cup and lost, except for the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Winnipeg Jets, which is pretty crazy, actually. Like, if you just think about, like, you figure, Kurtz, like the Canadian curse, that one of them would win accidentally. You know what I mean? Like, Ottawa made the Cup. Montreal made the Cup. Edmonton's made the Cup a couple of times and lost now since then. The Vancouver Canucks were up 3-1 on the Boston Bruins in 2011. Somehow lost in 7, and then, you know, there was a riot after the game. Every city in Canada has had their opportunity and fails, except Toronto and Winnipeg can't get there. But everyone else has gotten there and failed. It's unbelievable.
Yes. True. Mathematically, you're correct, by the way. They should have won in 31 years. Well, theoretically, every team should have won in 31 years, right? There's back in the 30
Yeah,
teams.
but there's been between like 6, 7, and 8 of them along the way or whatever, right? So you figure every 4 years, like maybe, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just saying, guys.
The 3-1 loss. That's the one that hurts.
From 88.
That's the one you have to win.
From 8, the Canadians won in 86. The Oilers won in the 80s. So whatever. I don't want to go like too far back, but the Oilers all through the 80s. The Canadians won in 86. The Calgary Flames won in like 88 or something, 89, whatever the hell it was. They might even won a couple of times. And then the Oilers won. I'm just stating, Kurtz, teams from Canada used to win all the effing time. And then it just stopped. After 93, it just stopped. No one's won since.
The closest game I was thinking, 2004.
You ruled the 80s, and you're paying for it now. Look at that way.
The Calgary Flames, they got jobbed in that game against Tampa Bay. They lost 2-1 in Game 7. That was the closest we've come since game. If you really think about it, that's as close as it was.
No, there's been a few ones along the way. The Vancouver Canucks and the New York Rangers was as close as it gets, too.
Yep.
Dude, the Canucks hit the freaking goalpost.
Yeah.
Like, that was as close as it could get. You're right, the Flames lost to the Lightning. And they got screwed. They got screwed over. They scored on like a slap shot. Mm-hmm. And I remember the puck like crossed the line. It looked like it crossed the line, but they didn't count it as a goal. And it's going to happen. There's been bad calls along the way, but it really is amazing. Just like there's some Panther fans. I'm not disputing it. There's Panther season ticket holders, and there's people that love the Panthers and stuff. There's not a lot of them, but there's 10,000 of them or whatever.
4 or 5.
No, yeah, it's 10,000 or whatever. You know what I mean? 10 to 12,000 of them. But it's amazing the heartbreak. Like, people in Edmonton, that's all they have, Kurtz. Like, their CFL team sucks, but like that's like, you know what I mean? They don't have they don't have a major league team. They don't have an NBA team. They don't their identity is like, some of these Canadian cities, man. Like, Montreal's not so much. Montreal has like a lot of stuff going on. It's an international city without like their hockey team, but it's like a religion there in Montreal. It's not even a hockey team. It's basically like they're bigger than any church. Like, it's like people, like, you have a baby and your baby like in the hospital there. It's like they put the hospital gown, has a Canadian logo on it. It's almost like a cult. It's like, it's like a cult. Right? It's not even like you're a fan of the team. It's like everyone's been brainwashed into it.
Yeah.
Like, you get on a metro or a subway there and just everyone's decked out. It's like, wow, you guys, like, it starts like at birth and you can't. The Yankees are the same way in New York, Kurtz. Like, you're born into it. There's no way out of it. You know what I mean? It's like a cult.
When I had my kids, man, people would buy like onesies and stuff like that with Met logos on it. I told my wife, they're never wearing that. You can give it away and throw it out, but they're not. Once they get old enough, they can make their own decisions.
Red Sox.
I would put that right in the fireplace and burn it right here for you. No.
Did you ever see that? Did you ever see that video of a baby and mother did that as a practical joke to her husband? It was some really diehard guy in the Bronx.
Videos like it.
Yeah, it was a baby,
crazy.
He came in, and she was the baby was decked out in Red Sox gear. And the father flipped, I thought he was gonna punch her. I was like, this isn't gonna end well. He was like, what the F? This is my kid. He was he grabbed the kid and started taking the stuff off. It's like, bro, you gotta chill out, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, relax.
I mean, I said I wouldn't get mad, but I said people did buy stuff. I would see the Met logo. I'm like, I would tell my wife, no, she's not wearing that. Yeah, once they get old enough, they can make their own decisions. But while they're babies, that's mine. They're putting on Yankee stuff, Islander stuff, Cowboy stuff. No Mets. And no one would ever buy Red Sox. That'd be different. No Eagles or anything. Giants. No, that's not happening.
George Kurtz with us. I'm thinking back. I saw there was a documentary on the Gaudis. John Gotti Jr. was a Cowboy fan, and like a Met fan and stuff. And the father came in and said, "No, you're not. It's a Yankey or a Yankey house." Just thinking, John Gotti's telling you this. He took the poster down.
When it comes to betting on sports, injuries matter, and Sports Injury Central has you covered all year long with expert injury analysis and injury-based picks for the NFL, NBA, and MLB. Our former pro sports doctors have unmatched experience to analyze every injury so you know the impact of the player, team, and their upcoming matchup. Whether it's articles, podcasts, player insights, or our patented injury scores, Sports Injury Central will help you keep up with your fantasy team and make more informed wagers. So make sure you follow Sports Injury Central and gain an edge at SixScore.com.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York team has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the game starts so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency. The Monday Night Meltdown continues. The NHL season is done. The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup. Congratulations to all people that bet on the Florida Panthers mid-season and the future bettors and all that. Good job isolating the Panthers to win. Actually, if you recall, I was big on the NASCAR final of Florida versus Dallas, but I lost faith in the Panthers along the way. And like I said earlier, very, very super impressive of them to make it back-to-back to the Cup. Like, it's hard to, dude, if you look at all the, you add up the amount of games that these guys have played over the last year combined, it's insane. With 2 regular seasons and 2 deep playoff runs like this, we're talking about over 200 hockey games. It's a lot of hockey to play in a limited amount of time. And it catches up to teams. It'll catch up to these guys. They might be good for another year, like have another run left in them. And I'm not saying they couldn't win a cup again, but this will shorten like guys' careers on this team and stuff. Like it just does. The Chicago Blackhawks made it to a bunch of cups. Those guys aged fast after. The LA King players aged pretty fast because they made it to a lot of cups. If you look at the Vegas Golden Knights, these guys have aged pretty fast. They won the cup finally, but look how old suddenly they looked and slower. It took them like a lot of runs to win the cup. They made it to the cup a lot. Like they made it. They lost. They were in the playoffs. They lost. It was they played a lot of hockey as well. It caught up to them. So that's sort of why I got cold feet as far as the Panthers. I thought that they would run out of gas and the Oilers could get them. But one girl, and shout out to our boy Mick Ossie. Sorry, Mick, no big party in Edmonton tonight. And in fact, let me tune in to see if I can find out what the atmosphere is like on the streets of Edmonton. So far, so good. They would have reported there's a riot if there was a riot or something that started.
True.
I don't think Edmonton, I don't think they're like others. It's not the same. It's a younger crowd. They're all just, it's not as violent as some like other cities in the same way. So I'm not expecting a riot. But one person who lost a lot of money tonight because the Oilers was Oiler fans, Kate, who became a viral global sensation because she flashed her rack when the Oilers won a series a couple of weeks ago. And she decided to really start to cash in. She's like doing appearances and photo shoots now and stuff like that. But if the Oilers would have won, she would have made like hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more. She would have really, really been able to cash in part of it. Now that the Oilers have lost, it'll just be an annoying footnote in about a week's time right now. They'd be like, yeah, whatever, all right, the Oiler fangirl. But if she would have won, it's a fine line, man. Like, this girl really would have been a legend, and they'd be able to cash in for the rest of her life if they won the cup. But you need to win to have the legendary story. It's not good enough. Oh, we came back, but we lost. It needed to come back and happen. Like, think about it now. If they won, she's appearing in these clubs now and stuff, how much money she would have made. Now they lost. People don't even want to go to the damn club. What's the point?
Nope.
You go, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
It's almost worse losing like this, even though you respect them. Like, they came all the way back 3-0 to 3-3, and then to lose in Game 7. It's like climbing
if I was an Oiler fan, I'd rather would have been swept last Saturday.
Yes, same here. Same here.
I was like, forget all the emotion and all the smack talk all week. Just, you know what I mean? All this just to get boom. In the end,
game, you're climbing Mount Everest. You got one more level to go, and then nope. Sorry, you're tapping out. I need help, Sherpa. Like, you're done. Like, they came back all that way to fall short. That is so frustrating.
I bet the Oilers every game in the series, but the last few games I was pretty confident. I was like, they'll win. They're going to send this to 7. Tonight, I did not love them. I really didn't. Oftentimes, even if I have futures on a team, I'll double down. I'll get cocky and stuff like that. Oh, you know what? I really like them. I didn't. I didn't. And one of the reasons, you brought it up earlier, Kurtz, everybody liked the Oilers tonight. Everybody. Like 88% of the gambling world. Like everybody were on the Oilers. Everybody in the media, everybody betting, everybody online. Hell, Panther fans didn't even think the Panthers were going to win tonight. Like, that was what freaked me out. I was like, oh, God. Right?
You posted
I heard Pharrell talking about how he'll retire and he'll quit and stuff. And like, there's no way.
What? What? If Edmonton won? Or what?
Yeah. If Edmonton, like, Florida wins. No way, Florida can't win. I'll keel over. I'll quit. I want to come back.
See ya, Pharrell. He gone.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC
gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
Won the Saudi Open on the Asian Tour in April, and he won the International Series event in Macau in March, beating David Puig in a playoff. Here's a man with 9 career wins, 3 of them on the DP World Tour. 33 years of age from Sacramento, and he is making the most of his chance.
I remember John Catlin playing as a reserve for Charles Howell III, who's injured. If he were to go on to win this, he gets those points. That would move him right at the top 24 number. Move him at 20th currently.
Yeah, another beautiful shot. These guys making this look so easy.
Tyrrell Hatton having a day. The Englishman 6 under par. He shares the lead with Abraham Answer for the time being, at least. Now this is Abraham Answer to stay at 7 under and in all likelihood have the overnight lead, and that is wonderfully done. Abe Answer with a 64.
This is what Live Golf's about, man. I had a vision of this 2-3 years ago, seeing what the potential could be, and this is just the start. I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency, the pimps, the players, the hustlers, the people, the bus, and everybody else in between. George Kurtz kicking it with his Cam Stewart in the house. I was talking about the Dodgers line earlier, but I want to get to this. Some pretty it was a wild weekend in baseball. You know what? It's a crazy day across the sports world today. The Italy and the Croatia game was like crazy wild, same stuff. Italy was facing potential elimination as defending champions in the Euro Cup, and they literally scored like on the last play of the game. The whistle blew right after they scored to tie the match. Today, you had the College Baseball World Series tonight, 6-5, although it wasn't as close as the final score would indicate. Brazil were minus 1,200 favorites tonight on the money line against Costa Rica, and that game ends up in a scoreless draw. Tonight, you had big-time drama in the Stanley Cup final, and Major League Baseball, we had something happen. It hasn't happened since 1929. And I always talk about this. One cool thing about baseball is there's literally like thousands of things that can happen after a pitch is thrown that you don't even think of, and you're like, wow, or like, I never saw that before. The improbabilities are like crazy, and there was a 1-3-5. Did you see this, Kurtz, tonight? The 1-3-5 triple play in the Detroit Tiger and Philadelphia Philly game. And for people that are wondering, basically, the ball was hit to the pitcher who threw it on a line drive, who threw it to first base for a force out, who threw it to third base for a force out. And I just can't believe, Kurtz, that hasn't happened since 1929. Right. It doesn't seem that rare.
Crazy.
Like, what was so – when I saw, like, they're like, triple play, first time since 1929 came. I'm thinking, wow, what the hell happened? Dude, whatever. Buddy, like, hit it right back to the pitcher. The pitcher turned around, threw it to first base, threw it to third, and it was like, wasn't that crazy? I can't believe that hasn't happened in 100 years.
I'm with you, because you figure a line drive to the pitcher. If the runner on third, you get the runner on third first. And if the guy at first was trying to steal, it actually should be an easy triple play. Right. So you thought, in 100 years it would have happened beforehand. I did not see it, though. I did hear about it, but I did not see it yet. So I'm curious to take a look at it here. Hey, come on.
Yeah, take
Saturday
a look right now.
We had a game end with a pitch clock violation. All right, so Diaz gets suspended last night. It's been a weird weekend.
Yeah, there's been a lot of strange stuff that's happened. Not to mention, speaking of strange, the Blue Jays, just one of these years today, I've tried to say, all right, this team can fight out of it, but they're in quicksand. Just bad things on and off the field. And Cam, now the kid gets called up. You're the second best prospect in the organization. and he gets suspended for 80 games. He plays one game. He doesn't play like people at Strange. There's only the Jays. They call the kid up. They don't play him all week, even though they're losing. It's like, dude, what are you doing? And then they play him, and then the next day he gets suspended. And at first I was like, you know what? These guys are just morons. They don't even know their star player is on roids. They're so disconnected of everything. You have this Bichette stuff going on behind the scenes. You have all this stuff going on. But guys, hear me out on this. I actually think they're genius. I think what they did was smart. They knew he was going to fail the test, so they called him up. And now he's, you know what I mean? Better to get it out of the way. I think they knew. And Atkins, like you said, Cam, Atkins is kind of shady. I never believe anything he says. He lies all the time. Let's just call it out for what it is.
He's lying.
So when they said, when did you know about the test? He went right into like dodginess. Well, we found out like everyone else. Like he basically played dumb. Well, I found out like everyone else did. I don't really know much more than what his public statement was. And then I think it was Hazel May. She was sort of like, when did he get tested? He was like, well, he got tested last week. And I was like, well, you just said you didn't know. And it was sort of this little. So then I realized, I'm like, you know what? I think they knew. And they're like, you know what? If we call this kid up right now, he gets suspended right now. It'll get the suspension out of the way for next year. I actually think the Jays did something slick instead of stupid, to be honest. Maybe I'm giving them too much credit, though.
No,
he was still suspended even in the minor leagues, so it doesn't make a lot of sense there. And they're starting his major league clock now for 80 games. Still, it's either the biggest coincidence. I'm sure there's an advantage to it because I'm not a big believer in this kind of coincidence. I think they did know. Because
that's what I'm saying, Kurtz. I think there's a method to their contract madness with this behind the scenes.
I'm surprised someone hasn't written about it because it doesn't make any sense. There's no way they didn't know. I have a hard time.
No,
you talking nobody tells you, hey, maybe you don't want to do this. This guy's, he's probably gonna get some. Come on,
no, exactly. So what? The manager of your minor league team doesn't say, listen, this guy's juiced to the gills, bro.
Exactly. Come on, man. In today's world, what are we stupid here? We're right.
No, exactly. Cam, they all knew. Don't tell me you don't know what your second prospect is up to in the organization.
Yes, that's the thing. He's not some guy. He's your second best prospect. You know everything about this kid. You know what time he goes to bed, what club he likes, what his favorite food is. Don't lie to me.
He says it was a fertility drug.
Yeah,
they all say that.
Yeah. No thanks. Impregnate me.
Just
fertility drug. Sure.
Just
here we go.
I want to have some.
What did Tatis say? Tatis said he had acne or something, or rash. What was Tatis?
Proactive solution?
Skin disease? Got a skin disease or something? He said I got acne. I don't know. He said something.
But just once, I want to see an athlete go, you know what? I thought it would give me an advantage. I did it. I will have much more respect for you for that than give me this.
That's never going to happen,
I didn't know
George.
What was in this? I know it's not, but I would have much more respect for you. It's a joke. Oh, I didn't know.
No, the best thing to say in that, instead of coming up with some stupid fake lie, you just say, listen, I drink protein shakes. I drank the wrong one. I made a mistake. You know what I mean? You just sort of try to put that fire out, but we'll find out. I'd like to know. I guarantee you we'll find out after that there was a little bit of a method to their madness in calling them up because I don't believe that they didn't know either.
This is the craziest thing.
There's something contractually that gives them the advantage here. And then, by the way, another thing that bothers me, if you're an athlete, how are you putting anything in your body that you don't know what it is? Major League Baseball gives you a list of things you can't take. It's not that hard to find. I think the MLBPA gives it to you. So it makes very little sense. The problem is it's stupid.
Steroids are legal. They're not illegal in Dominican Republic. So it's not a gray area with baseball, but these guys go back home and it's freaking everywhere. It's in every pharmacy. It's everywhere. You can get steroids over the counter there, Cam.
Yep. That's a great point.
You just walk up and say, I want some steroids. They'll give it to you.
Steroids, please. Yeah. Give me some steroids.
Yeah, they're not illegal. It's like going and getting Tylenol. They're legal.
Exactly. Steroids equals
Tylenol. Let me ask
Advil.
You, should steroids be illegal for athletes?
No.
Well, I agree. It's a gray area.
It's a gray area.
The performance enhancing, and there's some medical stuff. A good example is Peyton Manning technically was on steroids. All right? Did you look at Peyton Manning? Does anyone think that Peyton Manning was good because he took any steroids? The guy wasn't even in great shape, Peyton Manning. You know what I mean? He had a neck issue and he took some cell type stuff for his neck.
Yes, exactly.
That technically it was like, you know.
Any kind of medication you use that's a cream is a steroid. I've been on steroids where you do it. I just, actors and actresses use it. We don't care, right? They look great in a movie. They're using steroids. We don't care. Athletes have been using it forever. It has just Mark McGuire that's been happening. Been using it forever here. You know what? If you want to take steroids, you want to stick a needle in your butt to be better at a sport and make more entertainment for me, fine. You've been doing it anyway. I think it'd be better to put it out in the open. Let them go.
Well, they're only hurting themselves as well. They're hurting their own liver and their own intestines.
Didn't you come up with the concept, Gabe? Didn't we have the concept, the clean Olympics and the drug Olympics? That's what we'll do. We'll have drug Olympics and clean Olympics.
They're doing it. They're having a steroid Olympics. They're actually having a pro. The thing is, though, like there's got to be there's a balance to it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the performance enhancer was he took. Like, you know, the whole thing is just dumb. In certain sports, like, you know, do you want fighters? Someone could get killed, right? That's where you start to get into.
Fair enough.
It's like, all right, the guy's steroid. Yeah, you know what I mean? If someone's all juiced up, he's got someone in a chokehold, could be a problem. You know what I'm saying? And so there's sort of a balance to it. But there's so many, like, legal steroids and unlegal, like, who knows what is what anyways anymore.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 2024 U.S. Open champion, Bryson DeChambeau.
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
Won the Saudi Open on the Asian Tour in April, and he won the International Series event in Macau in March, beating David Puig in a playoff. Here's a man with 9 career wins, 3 of them on the DP World Tour. 33 years of age from Sacramento, and he is making the most of his chance.
I remember John Catlin playing as a reserve for Charles Howell III, who's injured. If he were to go on to win this, he gets those points. That would move him right at the top 24 number. Move him at 20th currently.
Yeah, another beautiful shot. These guys making this look so easy.
Tyrrell having a day. The Englishman 6 under par. He shares the lead with Abraham Ancer for the time being at least. Now this is Abraham Ancer to stay at 7 under and in all likelihood have the open night lead, and that is wonderfully done. Abe Ancer with a 64.
This is what Live Golf's about, man. I had a vision of this 2-3 years ago, seeing what the potential could be, and this is just the start. I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency. So talking Major League Baseball, talked about the Phillies. So the Phillies pull off. Here's that, like, pull off a rare triple play. It's like I said, it was like a line drive. It wasn't even hit. It was like a line drive, sort of, not a steamer, just sort of a cook, like back it, like pop fast right back to the pit, like not a steamer. Just turn around. Like, it was just this casual. I just don't understand how the hell that hasn't happened in 96 years. That's the thing that blows my mind with that. So, nevertheless, that was a big play tonight. The Volunteers won the College Baseball World Series tonight. And I'm telling you what, guys, I don't pretend to be a Major League Baseball draft expert, but keep your eye on this Christian Moore kid. I've been watching this guy for the last, since the SEC tournament type deal, throughout all of this. Big time player. He came through in the clutch often, and he became the first player since 1956 to hit for the cycle in the college baseball World Series. There's been some really good players too over the years there. And you'll like this, Kurtz. He's actually from Brooklyn, New York. He's a New Yorker, even though he plays for the Tennessee Volunteers. If you look him up, so he's an infielder right now, except he's not a great fielder. Like, basically, at the big league level, they're like, we're going to put him in the outfield, right? So they're going to put him in the outfield at the big league level. He's 21 years old. We just seen Paul Skeens come in here and dominate. Now, it's a little bit different when you're a pitcher, but when you watch this guy play, guys, he just looks like a big leaguer. Like, just, you know what I mean? He looks like Juan Soto, actually. Like, he just looks like a big leaguer. And you're not going to like this, Kurtz, but just by chance, the team supposedly looking to draft him and are in love with him, the Boston Red Sox.
The Major League Baseball draft is a huge crapshoot. So many first-round picks are going to be busts. So
not as much as it used to be.
It's still not good. If you go back and look at each draft, it's not good for teams.
The NCAA players, though, they're better than they've ever been. Like, it used to be more of a crapshoot. Now they can step in. Like, I'm not saying all of them, but there's like a handful of guys. Like, there's like 5-6 guys in this year's baseball draft at the top that'll be in the big leagues fast, like within 2 years type deal, point blank. Like 1 year, 2 years, like really fast.
Yeah, that's about right. Sounds about right. I really wish, if baseball wanted to really get people into the draft, you got to do what football does, what basketball, what hockey. You got to trade draft picks. You got to allow that, because we would watch the draft, or at least pay more attention. It's never going to be like football. We're watching every damn round, but we would watch the first round if teams could trade picks. Baseball, for whatever reason, doesn't allow this. I think they're afraid that the teams like the Yankees just buy whatever players they want to buy.
People, though, that wouldn't make people watch the draft. People don't watch a baseball draft now. And listen, baseball have done like a much better job. Like, they try right now. Like, they have it at the All-Star game. They have the red carpet. They have an event around it. Like, they're definitely trying. They didn't do this before. So I'm going to give credit to them for that. But the problem is, no one knows who these players are unless you're a hardcore, unless you watch NCAA baseball. Right, the high school kids don't get drafted too much anymore. No one knows who the hell the international kids are, the free agents are getting signed and stuff, right? I mean, how the hell are you going to know who some 15-year-old kid in Venezuela is? So they don't know. And, Cam, it'll be like this week. The NBA draft is on Wednesday. It's the least discussed NBA and least anticipated NBA draft in the history of the NBA draft. Nobody – you look at the players – you're like, I don't know. There's like 3 French kids, a Lithuanian dude. Like, there's all these players. You don't know who they are, right? You're like, I don't know who this guy is. Richiche and Bass, and I don't know who these kids are. Now, listen, I know I'm a DJ, so I know one of them plays in the Australian League and a pro team and stuff. But there's no, like, the NFL, people know who Caleb Williams is. People know who J.J. McCarthy is, right? Like, there's a different level to it. That's the big difference with the drafts.
Great call, Gabe. Even in the NFL, the deeper you go in the drafts, we still know these guys. Like, imagine that. Like, some of these drafts, we don't know who guys are in the first round, second, third, fourth. NFL, at least, we're all watching the college. We all know where they came from. You have the mocks. That's the thing about the NFL. That's why the NFL draft will always reign true, because people watch college football and these guys go right to the NFL. You said it. Now these sports are becoming more global too. I'm with you, Gabe. But we haven't heard a peep about these guys, these international players who are going to the NBA.
Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares. I'm looking right now. So, Christian Moore, ESPN have him 12th overall to the Boston Red Sox right now. I think he's played so much. He's played so well. I don't think he's going to last until 12. Like I said, he became the first player to hit for the cycle. He had 31 home runs this year. He hit for the cycle in the World Series that no one's done since 1956. And he was clutch often. Like he came up like bases loaded, you know, he had a grand slam. Like he had like all these clutch moments that teams are going to buy into. We'll see though. Like Kurt says, it's hit or miss, man. You get to the big leagues, you don't know. Like
is there
guys,
a pitcher like Skeens? Like who's the best pitching prospect? They had some. There was a kid on Florida. Yeah,
there's no one like dominant like him. There's good kids, but not like he's a once in a generation. Like that's you know what I mean.
This guy's dominating MLB. He really is. 7-8 strikeouts.
He's the best college pitcher
runs.
since Steven Strasburg. Best baseball prospect since Strasburg.
Great call. Good call. That's a good call with Strasburg. Yep.
One thing I wish baseball would do, by the way, is when they play the Futures game, why do you play it on the Sunday before the All-Star game where there are Major League Baseball games going on? You have 4 days off. All right, Monday got the home run derby. Tuesday's the
you know what you should do,
Wednesday
Kurt? Play before the home run derby at like Monday at like 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
Bing, yes.
There you go.
What is so hard about this? You played on Sunday when there are regular games. No one's watching that, or there's very few of us are watching it.
No, you're right. They shoot themselves in the foot, marketing-wise, baseball. They try to do better. And, you know, give them credit. Like the Rick Wood stuff was great. You know what I mean? They've done some good things. Like, let's tip our cap. The new schedule is good. Unlike some of the rule changes, but they are trying to get more modern, but it happens slowly.
Yeah, really.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 2024 U.S. Open champion, Bryson DeChambeau.
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
Won the Saudi Open on the Asian Tour in April, and he won the International Series event in Macau in March, beating David Puig in a playoff. Here's a man with 9 career wins, 3 of them on the DP World Tour. 33 years of age from Sacramento, and he is making the most of his chance.
I remember John Catlin playing as a reserve for Charles Howell III, who's injured. If he were to go on to win this, he gets those points. That would move him right at the top 24 number. Move him at 20th currently.
Yeah, another beautiful shot. These guys making this look so easy.
So having a day. The Englishman 6 under par. He shares the lead with Abraham Ancer for the time being at least. Now this is Abraham Ancer to stay at 7 under and in all likelihood have the open night lead, and that is wonderfully done. Abe Ancer with a 64.
This is what Live Golf's about, man. I had a vision of this 2-3 years ago, seeing what the potential could be, and this is just the start. I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
Well, for those of you that are like, oh, it's too bad that hockey's over. Hockey's not over, all right? Hockey's over for about 6 weeks. And in fact, the LA Kings are opening a developmental camp this weekend. There's no off season like in the NHL.
Yeah. The draft is Friday.
Yeah, the draft is Friday. It's free agency is next week. Yeah, it's Monday. So think about that. There's guys right now that are on the teams, just won the cup in the Panthers. They're going to be gone in 5 days. It's all right, guys. Someone's going to lean in tonight after a couple of drinks. Oh, by the way, bro, I'm going to go sign with Chicago. I got a deal.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. Let's not, the parade.
Take the bag.
And think about it.
Yep.
So it ends, boom, boom, boom. And the freaking season starts October 3rd and October 4th. They're exhibition. They play a long preseason in the NHL too, way too long. They start in September, and their training camp starts in August. Their rookie camp starts in July. like there doesn't. It's just one big cycle. It's just whatever. It'll before you know it, guys. It'll be hockey will be back. Don't worry about it. So speaking of baseball, one thing I noticed tonight, we were talking about the Jays earlier, what a train wreck they've been off the field and weird stuff happening to them. Tonight on the field, looked like things were going well. Guerrero smashed one like 417 feet, and they end up blowing the lead tonight. They just can't get out of their own way right now, this team. I would have taken the Red Sox tonight, Cam. I didn't. But as I stated earlier, Kurtz, I wanted to ask you, did you take the Dodgers or the White Sox tonight? Because that was freaking ridiculous, man, that the Dodgers were minus 115 against the White Sox.
There's a reason I'm in a happy mood tonight, because I didn't win at hockey. Remember, I was taking the Oilers and I was taking the over. I lost both those bets. The Dodgers, though, more than made up for it. So, we love you, Blue, whatever the Dodgers are there. Thank you very much. A little nervous because it was only 2-0 for a while. I'm like, oh, come on, blow these guys out here. But I took care of business, so all good there. But, I did see the Dodgers, and I was on them tonight big time. So thank you, L.A.
Who's fucking got a what's going on here, Kurtz?
Abe, I just want to say to your point. So
is this Kurtz's cousin asking for some home advice again? Maybe Kurtz is about to snap.
It's actually a friend of mine.
It sounded like a bad hip hop track there. I was like, horrible ringtone. Anyway, Morency, back to 20 years ago, Tampa Bay and Calgary. That Game 7 was June 7th. You said it. I remember your little tweets getting longer and longer every year.
Yeah, June 7th, exactly.
Sure, we're going to be in July. So think about that. So 20 years ago, we're already adding what? 3 weeks?
That's when it should end. The first week of June.
Yeah. Yeah.
It should end by the end of May, but whatever.
I'm with you.
Just move the season up 2-3 weeks. Just move the season up 2 weeks.
3 weeks.
I believe it was who actually wanted that, but move it up to about mid-September and then go from there and be done by June, which is what it should happen.
Stole my idea.
July here. It's hot, man. What these guys doing? It's ridiculous.
Next year, they're taking a big break middle of the season for a stupid little Four Nation Cup thing that no one cares about either.
Yeah, I'm not big on that, either.
Well, whatever. At least it's in preparation for the Olympics. That's what they're doing it for, right? Just to sort of get their feet wet with the international teams, and then boom, the next year it'll be the Olympics. All right, Cam. So
14, 4 countries. I don't like it.
No
Russia.
That's the time. Canada and Peru tomorrow. What's your pick?
I want to take Canada, Gabe. Take them. In this game, I think they could beat Peru. That 2-0 loss to Argentina, it's not that bad. But Peru, they played a pretty good opener. Didn't they tie 0-0 in their game? Very defensive and boring. I think we can maybe win a 1-0 match against Purdue. I'm betting on Canada.
One thing with Canada, the soccer program has grown. There was a lot of emotion and positivity going into the World Cup. Nobody really held it against them that they didn't succeed in the World Cup. They were in a really tough group. But it went worse than any of us kind of expected. Now I get it. They have a new manager. He's just getting his feet wet. They've only had a couple of exhibition matches with them. Yet, at some point, the moral victories stop. They need to win a game. They need to score a goal. And they need to win a match. They need to, show some quality as opposed to just sort of potential all the time. And I think it can happen tomorrow. But Peru were impressive against Chile in the opener, but I think Canada will win tomorrow, guys. But I thought the Edmonton Oilers are going to win tonight too. So
what about the Netherlands tomorrow? Netherlands against Austria has played really, really good, but the Netherlands get a plus 105 for the Dutch. What do you think?
I'm leaning Austria as an underdog, but you know what?
Really?
We're going to dig into the standings and all that. There's a lot of crazy scenarios tomorrow.
You're right.
For those games. Hang in here, Kurtz. I wanted to ask you about McCarthy.
Later, guys.